Hey guys, Alex from 7th Hour Films back again with The Sopranos. Last time on The Sopranos we had Eloise. There was a reason it was called Eloise. I'm going to be honest, I just don't remember. I don't fully remember why it was called Eloise. Was that the name of the woman that Paulie killed, maybe? I don't know. I don't remember. Clearly it was said, but I just don't remember, so that happens. Anyway. Furio bailed after he contemplated killing Tony. He decided not, and then he packed up his house in one night and moved back to Italy. The whole thing with John and Carmine is falling through, but John floated the idea to Tony of Carmine's potential death. After the whole thing with Furio, Carmela's getting more and more frustrated and seeing more and more of her regrets in life, and is taking a lot of that out on Meadow, who's just amazing and beautiful and cool, and that's just irking Carmela. Paulie killed an old woman, and that was pretty much it. So, yeah. Paulie placed his bets on Johnny Sack, tried to talk to Carmine. Carmine didn't know who the hell he was. So now he's trying to get back in the good graces of Tony. That included killing an old woman. He didn't tell that to Tony. He just stole their money and then gave it to him. So, yeah. That is pretty much where we left off. This is the season finale, and it's an hour and 16 minutes long, which is pretty crazy. So I had to make special time for this episode today. Normally, I have not yet recorded this week's Delicious in Dungeon, but I will record it later in the week. But I gotta take the time. Gotta take the time to do this. So let's not waste any more time and jump right into this episode of The Sopranos. Here we go. Boy, she does not look good.
Yeah. He's out.
Hey.
He looks good.
Yeah, the feds are here.
Hey.
That's funny. He's in a car behind Chris. They're in a car behind him.
You don't have lupus.
Yay.
Thank God for that, huh?
Thanks, Dr. House.
I spoke to Nicole Lubertazzi.
Is she on a green screen? Because that doesn't look like a correct shot.
It's good for little Carmine then. He's fucking wild.
That's...
tied to the goddamn Esplanade. God damn it!
That is absolutely a green screen. It's distracting the hell out of me.
John, why are you yelling at me?
Well, maybe not.
Is that my father's truck? What the hell's going on?
Me to know, you to find out.
Oh no, Tony's got a surprise.
It's even got a name.
Wow.
As the kids get older, it gets harder to keep us all together, but this is a draw.
That's
Friends
pretty
down,
dope.
there'd be cookouts, jet ski.
But if you don't want to go through with it, believe me, that's fine too.
Meh. Now she's gonna put it on you.
If you did, Virginia Lupo's phone number is on the bureau. And, it's better to act quickly if, more is lost by indecision than by wrong decision. That's all I'm saying.
You couldn't have said this before he went to bed?
So you're not shooting junk, right?
Fuck no. I'm completely clean and sober.
Yeah.
Which one of the 12 steps you on now?
The only one I haven't exactly done is go around to all the people I fucked over while I was using and apologize.
Meh. Could be a lot.
Maybe you shouldn't do that one.
Yeah.
Well, let sleeping dogs lie.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Movement from outside, it's more forgivable and more understandable given the facts here. I mean, you've been reasonable.
Oh,
I do it. What do you do for me?
he's gonna have Tony kill him?
What I'm gonna tell you is for your ears only. And chills.
Meh.
We're gonna take out Carmine Lupertazzi.
Yeah. Oof.
Johnny Sack's gonna go to war, Tom.
No, he's not. That's right.
Hello? Oh, Virginia. Sure, hi. We did?
Hey, we got it. Oh, he's so excited.
You'll inherit this.
Dad, what a thing to say.
Nice walk through the water.
Is your mother there?
Ma, telephone.
Who is it?
I don't know.
Oh, no.
I used to fuck your husband.
Hello?
Tonya loves me, you know?
Oh my god, why? Why can't you just get out?
What do you want? Well, I thought you might want to know we have some sadness in common. He's been sleeping with my cousin Svetlana.
Oh my god.
That's right. While she was taking care of his uncle.
Carmilla doesn't need this.
She was also his mama's caregiver with one leg. Just so absurd, why would I make it up?
Man. Things just got better. You only get that for a split second. Then it all crashes down. Oh man, he's playing music, he's whistling down the street. Ow, he ran over his golf clubs.
What the fuck?
Oh, she's throwing out all his shit.
Carmela!
Oh, fuck.
What the fuck are you doing?
Fucking shitbag!
She's throwing everything out.
Get this out! You've been fucking her?
There is not a shred of truth in that.
Why would the cousin make it up? Because she's jealous! Why you fuck? Let go of me!
4 seasons. She has hit the breaking point.
I didn't do it.
I found your fingernail, Tony! You saw it that day on your night table. I found it and I put it there. I know you saw it.
That...
What? That what?
That was someone else's.
Nothing. Nothing.
That was someone else's fingernail. Did you keep walking, lady?
How about a little sympathy? What do you got, fucking ice in your veins?
I had ice in my veins on your uncle couch.
Most expensive piece of ass I ever had.
Right. I know what you're thinking, too. Take care, Tony. You're a strong guy. You'll be all right.
And they just bought this place. Oh, he's gonna move in there. Oh. He's just sleeping on the floor.
Says he isn't sure anymore he'd be a good father. I have to kill him, my dog.
Wow, he really has changed. She's so surprised.
So how's Tony? Been house hunting down the shore?
What you want to do? You want to go around and meet perfunctorily with all the top divorce attorneys in your area. That way, if worst happens, none of them can take her on as a client. Conflict of interest.
Damn.
Pretty good. Just talk to Carmine. He's ready to settle.
Are you kidding me? Everything's in motion.
Welcome to my world.
Oh, great.
I'm sorry to learn about the marital situation, Tony. Our thing is more than a livelihood. One of us suffers a personal tragedy, falls ill, and whatnot. We all feel it deeply, no matter what kind of acrimony is in the air.
How did news of this?
Money out your ass.
We all agree we want to get
How
back
did
to iron.
how did news of this travel
But
so
I
fast?
reiterate again. Let's split the difference. 20%.
15.
You know what? In the interest of putting this shit to bed, if that's what it's going to take, 15.
Okay.
Good.
Chris has to go make some phone calls now. Never mind.
Maybe it would be better if you went back to school, got your head into your schoolwork, be with your friends.
Just be thinking about what's going on here all the time.
So they were already told.
Just keep thinking. I used to feel so superior because so many of my friends had these fucked up divorced parents.
I guess I did too.
Instead, I was just superior to them with my fucked up, non-divorced parents.
It was because of Furio, wasn't it?
Oh shit. Oh, the zoom in.
Who said anything about Furio? I have never been unfaithful to your father.
Daddy was.
He was unfaithful to him.
This is not something I want to talk about, I'm sorry. Not now, not ever.
Jesus. How could you eat shit from him for all those years?
Why didn't this happen sooner?
We're not on for Tuesday no more, right?
Well,
Oh, he's gonna do it?
Johnny's sack. I always worked very fucking hard to make him think I liked him.
Yeah,
feel him out about
sure,
shit.
Paulie. You keep telling him that.
Ralphie, with all due love and respect to Kamala, I put her shit out on the curb and let it rain on her.
No! You can't disrupt the kids. That shit traumatizes them for life.
It's his house as much as it is hers.
More. I paid for it.
That's right, T. I'm on your side on this.
Yeah, thanks, Paulie. He's trying.
You must think I'm a fucking thug.
Just be forewarned. You're not getting your deposit back.
Ah,
Jesus, you scared me to death.
the fucking ninja.
This is my house, Carmela, and I'm not leaving.
Oh my god.
Get out of here, Tony. I asked you once nicely.
Oh no. No, it's Walt and Skylar all over again.
It won't happen again.
Her fucking eyes.
I said get out.
Mom's gonna let you stay out here?
Let? This is my house. And it better when I'm here.
Oh, sure.
Come on. We'll bring them down the garage tomorrow.
Well, you got a TV.
You just getting home?
Oh, we were studying.
Scout's
yeah?
honor. Oh, now blow up the air mattress. Hope they never had to do another take.
5 minutes with the remote.
Hey, he's not taking heroin right before Tony calls.
He ain't quit. He's just freshening up.
Don't say jack shit to Kaisha about this, or she be haunting my ass for that child. So...
Oh my god! Good job, boys. I bet they don't even know why they were, why they had to do this. They just got a call from Chris and need you to kill 2 people and you get to keep the money.
Whose idea was Whitecaps?
Just a bigger version of an emerald ring, so you can keep on with your other life.
You don't know me at all.
I know you better than anybody, Tony, even your friends. Which is probably why you hate me.
Hate you? Oh, don't worry. I'm going to hell when I die. Nice thing to say to a person heading into an MRI.
Jesus. Remember when he was in therapy and he asked, is he a toxic person? Funny thing, that.
The last year, I have been dreaming
Oh, God.
and fantasizing and in love with Furio. Felt like my heart would come out of my chest. He would smile, and we'd talk, and then you would come down the stairs. And I felt probably like someone who was terminally ill, and somehow they managed to forget it for a minute. And then it all comes back.
Oh! Jeez!
I could converse with her because she had something to say.
I am here! I have things to say!
Besides, bring the fucking chairs down and did you sign the living trust? She's a grown fucking woman who's been kicked around, and she's been on her own, and she's had to fight and struggle.
Unlike me, is that it? Who the fuck wanted it like this? Who the fuck pissed and moaned at just the idea of me with a fucking real estate license?
Free to sit back for 20 fucking years and fiddle with the air conditioning and fucking bitch and complain and fucking bitch to me, to your priest. Fuck it.
Well, Tony, what about the 1,000 other fucking pigs you had your dick in over the years? The strippers, the cocktail waitresses. Were you best friends with all of them, too?
You fucking hypocrite.
I mean, she's, like, completely in the right about, like, most things. There's probably something I'm missing, but she's, like, really right about everything about him. Meanwhile...
The judge is calling you all into the courtroom.
But Tony's not here. Hey, Doc.
Hello?
The number you are calling was blocked and cannot be called back using your last call return service.
Well, what's the fucking point of it, then?
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I see that you are hopelessly deadlocked, and I have no choice but to declare a mistrial. I know that you did the best you could. You have performed a valuable service. You may be excused.
Hooray for mob bosses! I am so completely biased just because June's a great character. It's a terrible thing, honestly.
Stay in touch. Call me when your grandson is born.
I wouldn't want to think of you on that day.
Man who was too scared. Yeah.
I want to get one large cheese and tomato, and then one without each. Yeah, that's me. I got you to hold my hand.
June, please see it and stop them.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the Sands Hotel proudly presents the star of our show, direct from the bar, Dean Martin.
Oh, he's gonna fuck with them. Oh, God.
How long I been on?
I don't care if the sun don't shine.
That's so fucking loud.
What is an old man? Come on, you're gonna get your chance soon enough.
Meh.
Don't go into coaching, Tony. It's not your long suit.
What I was gonna say.
Tomorrow I go into work. Creeps on this petty pace. And I take orders from him again? You're that disgusting fucking cocksucker idiot son of his!
I shouldn't be hearing that.
Oh, really?
You got a problem with Carmine, that's your business.
What I was gonna say was, I will never ever reveal any conversation we ever had.
The thing is, we had those conversations. Your mouth was moving along with mine. So now we just go back about our business at the Esplanade like it never happened?
Well, yeah, that would be the healthy choice.
Healthy for who? Why the fuck would I ever trust somebody who would leave me holding my cock like this?
I shouldn't have heard that either.
Huh. There you go. There's the fucking problem.
I still consider you a dear friend.
You and your fucking eyes. Maybe you should have taken out Johnny Sack earlier in the season.
I've been thinking about things. Me living out there. And I decided it's probably not a good idea.
Oh shit, Ann Meadows here too. She just finished a nice meal.
Where are you gonna go?
Don't worry about it.
You should go back to counseling.
It's better this way.
You should still go back to counseling, though.
Is there nothing to eat in this house?
Aww. Memories. Someone start playing Memories. I don't know what the song is like. Oh, he's got a hat. You know they've got binoculars, just watching. Watching in secret, waiting for the moment.
Well, I don't drink anymore. I freeze it now and I eat it like a popsicle.
Fucking gangster asshole!
Such a dick.
Coast Guard.
He can keep paying those $200 fines forever, Alan. You gotta let it go, Alan.
Just like
Give him his money.
loves being indignant.
God.
More than even my wife Jeannie loves being pregnant. Do I love her? I'll make it good and clear. It's because my girl's right here.
Alrighty. Well, we finally had our Walter and Skylar moment. That was at the end of Season 2. This is at the end of Season 4. Works out. So, by the logic of Breaking Bad, the next season's going to introduce Gus Fring. Wouldn't that be friggin' crazy? Tony Soprano versus Gus Fring. Oh boy, oh boy. Carmela finally hit a breaking point. And it is Dunyan Rings. It was a long time coming. Man, that... Such a long episode. So many things happened. Like, going through it, it's like, man, that whole thing of buying, when they started looking at the summer house, man, that feels like it was 4 years ago. Like, that was so long ago now. Like, we've been through so much. Honestly, this season was kind of about breaking points, Everybody hits their breaking point in this season. Johnny, Tony when it comes to Ralphie, Carmela when it comes to Tony. Furio hit his breaking point and left and went back to Italy. The trial reached its breaking point and ended up being declared a mistrial. Chris hit his breaking point and had to go to rehab. Which I hope that sticks. I hope that sticks for him. So many people hit a breaking point in this season. I keep saying when it comes to Meadow, it's like, well, you should have just moved to California like you originally said you could. And, I kind of... It's not really a criticism of the show. It's just a funny little thing of like, man, Meadow kept going for like 3 more seasons. All on the fact that they literally just couldn't write that into her character. Because if Meadow moved off to California, suddenly the actor is out of a job, So, that's kind of the thing, That's kind of the thing, is that it's like, well, you can't actually write that. But, instead, that has... It has made for an interesting character arc or just story for Meadow where, she's basically been locked in and now she does have this sort of toxic codependency with her parents, Because it legitimately saddens her. She is distraught. She is torn up by the fact that her parents are getting a divorce. Her parents... Her mother and father, whom she is constantly fighting with, all the time, and not just fighting, but just like it's been so toxic. Both of them in their own different ways. Tony in his general toxic way, and Carmilla in her belittle, just keep, just the little jabs, Both of them have been so toxic to Meadow. It's a wonder Meadow turned out the way she did, Like, it's incredible considering her parents. But she's genuinely torn up about her parents getting a divorce, Like, I mean, I'm sure there are video essays about Meadow, just in particular. I mean, this show, the amount of video essays you can get out of this show must be ridiculous. But that's definitely one is like, why does she have this toxic, dependent relationship with her parents? It's the thing that Carmela said of like, every time she says she's going to be independent, she then just goes right back home. And it's like, what are you doing? I thought we were doing this, but just shows it can be difficult. It can be difficult to separate like that. I mean, she would basically be giving up her life, the life she has led, Now it's almost being forcibly taken from her, Because she said, like, she imagined those Christmases when she had a family, and everyone would be there around the fire, And Carmela's like, you will have a bright future, and we've made a lot of memories over the years, but it's like, that ain't what she wanted to hear. It's a ripping away of innocence. It's that part of her life is now forcibly over. Like, it's nothing that she did. She didn't make this choice. She didn't, like, nothing of that. She's held on to it as long as she could, but now the choice is basically being made for her, and that whole part of her life, pretty much her entire life that she has known, it's over now, and now this family has to pick up the pieces and make a new future for themselves. And I'm telling you, if it weren't for AJ and Meadow, Carmela would be flying to Italy right now, But that's it. Carmela has finally had enough. She does need to go to therapy. The kids are going to need to go to therapy. Tony needs to go back to therapy. Not that will change the situation, but good Lord, they all still need it, Meadow and AJ in particular are definitely going to need therapy. But hey, Carmela, I guess, took a step by herself. She had enough. It was the breaking point. I mean, it's the thing. It's so fascinating doing this at the end of season 4 in particular, because it does feel like a breaking point where it's like, we can't keep doing this, Like, not to say that, all these seasons have just been the same thing over and over again, but it's like, it is the thing, like I said in one of the episodes where Tony and Meadow were yelling at each other, I was like, I can't keep watching this. I can't keep watching her and Tony yelling at each other, and then nothing happens. And the same thing with Carmela. It's like, I can't keep watching Carmela and Tony yelling at each other, and nothing comes of it. So finally, something has come of it. And it's an interesting choice to do it now. Like I said, we have the comparison to this situation on Breaking Bad, which happens at the end of season 2, And that's an interesting, and it's a great, interesting place to put that, Putting this at the end of season 4 of this show is really interesting. We're over 50 episodes now. I've counted recently. We're over 50 episodes at this point. So to have this be the breaking point is a very fascinating idea, because in a sense, it's almost like you would almost think that this should have been at the end of season 3, especially after everything with Gloria and all of that, and you also have Jackie Jr. It's like, that almost seems like that should have been the point that it happened, That should have been the point that it happened, that everyone had just been boiling and boiling and boiling until then, right there, where that happens. But it didn't happen. Instead, 13 episodes later, it happens. And it's an interesting choice. I'm going to say it was an interesting, good choice. I mean, you still could have done it at the end of season 3, I think. But doing it now, because it almost feels like it should have happened there. Or at some point before this. It should have happened at some point before this. But by waiting, it almost just... It's that little extra, the extra stabs, the extra degrees. Like, how long can we keep this boiling before it bursts? Like, there, at the end of season 3, could have been a good time of, like, everything has been boiling, it's about to hit, and it's just like, but how far can we really push it? And this season was all about pushing it and pushing it and pushing it until boom! It has finally broken. It exploded. It finally popped. Everything basically popped. And it started with Ralphie. Where Tony had finally had enough of Ralphie. And you could even say maybe part of that was the boiling coming off of Richie, because he had that whole thing with Richie, but there was technically not a conclusion to the Richie story, for Tony at least, because Janice killed him. Because Janice was the one that killed him, Tony didn't actually conclude that storyline. So all of that pent-up emotion over Richie keeps boiling with Ralphie until it just gets to a point. Boom! Once that horse died, that was it. That was when Tony burst. Then there's everything with Johnny Sack. Everything. Boom! And obviously Johnny's the exact same way. Johnny, the snake in the grass that he is, Johnny just keeps trying and trying and trying and trying and trying and trying, pushing everything to his advantage, and then pop. It's not going to get his way. He burst. You want to kill Carmine, you do it yourself. But Tony's not interested. Tony will keep it quiet, but if you have a grievance with the old man, that's on you. And it's a fascinating thing to see just how much he hates Carmine, He hates him. He doesn't want to take another order from him, and he's just done. So he was trying to control the situation, but Johnny Sack is honestly a coward. He doesn't do anything himself. He plays sides. He's a strategist. He doesn't go in and confront something himself. It's 4:20 right now. Happy 4:20. It's also 4:21 when I'm recording this, but the clock just turned over 4:20, so I just saw that. We've been talking about 15 minutes so far. And there was also Chris, Chris reached like 8 boiling points over the course of this show until finally it's just like, no more. And I hope he's good. I hope he's good now. I hope so. That would be nice. It's like now, it's so interesting because you would almost think like, you can you do 2 seasons of status quo. Then you do a 3rd season, and at the 3rd season you kind of think, okay, some things are going to have to change. Like, we've done the status quo, but obviously things are starting to change up. So we need to change it then. But it's such an interesting thing that this season was that, Like, after this, I'm assuming season 5, we are not going to have a lot of status quo on this show. So, the fact that they do it this season, they keep one extra season, one more season, keep that status quo going as long as you can until, bam, until it breaks. And that's a fascinating decision. It's a fascinating decision that now I can look back on and I understand. In the moment, you guys have heard my criticisms of these 2 seasons, and I still think they are valid, when you're going through it. I think they are valid criticisms going through these 2 seasons of like, you know, what are we doing? What's the ultimate goal we're trying to do this season? You know, season 1 was Tony, June, and what can I think of her name? His mother. Why the fuck can't I think of her name? I can remember the actress's name. I can't remember her name. Livia. Jeez Louise. Like, you know, that was season 1, which came to a boiling point at the end of season 1. That was the climax. Season 2 was Richie. Season 3 was kind of Ralphie, but kind of Jackie. Season 4 is kind of Ralphie, kind of Johnny Sack, and then, you know, kind of ending off as like, well, it's Carmela, you know? It's the whole thing with Carmela, it's the whole thing with Johnny Sack and the HUD projects and stuff. So it's interesting because it's like, honestly, I will still hold by that with these 2 seasons, it is a valid criticism going through the seasons that it's just like, okay, what are we doing? Episode to episode, no 2 things really keep consistent, you know? Like, oh, well, this is happening and this is very important in this episode. And the next episode will be completely different. Honestly, one of the few things that really held through was a horse. And it's great. It was a great horse, but still, you know? So now it's like I'm kind of thinking maybe season 5 and season 6 will be that. I don't know. I honestly don't know. And again, looking back now, being at the end of season 4 and looking backwards, I see what we were doing the whole time. I'm really losing frame rate as I keep doing this. Probably because we're at about an hour and a half of recording, so the frame rate's really getting choppy as I move around drastically. So anyway. But yeah, looking back, I see what we were doing. However, I will keep my criticisms as valid criticisms going through the seasons for the first time. So I will probably look back at season 3 and season 4 more fondly on a second viewing. Whenever the hell I do that. I don't know when, but on first viewing, it is a bit of a problem. So, but that's exactly why all of you have been frustrated with me, because, well, you're not so frustrated, but you guys have been saying it's like, no, we're going somewhere, just you wait. And it's like, okay, but it's because I couldn't see down the road that you have already traveled. So, okay. What are we on? So we've been talking about 20 minutes. I don't know how much more there is to say, except I do love them taking the sound system and then using just playing Dean Martin as loud as humanly possible just to annoy Alan into giving the deposit back. So, but there we go. The dam has burst and the floodgates are open. It exploded. The status quo is no more. And we are heading into uncharted waters in season 5. But yeah, this was a really great episode. I really enjoyed it, and I can't wait to see where we are going next time. That is basically it. With all of that being said, I'm Alex from 7th Hour Films, and I will see you guys next time. Take care. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. There's a bunch of links on screen if you want to go click around any of those. There's a playlist with all of my Sopranos reactions, as well as another video you can go click on if you want. There's also a subscribe button and a Patreon button on screen, as well as other links in the description if you want to go check out any of those. See you guys later.